Don't let one bad leg haunt your parlay. Parlays turn into payouts, and now even near misses won't haunt your bet. The NFL season is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is rewriting the rules with Ghost Leg, a new game-changing promotion that turns close calls into cold, hard cash. Best of all, it's available to all DraftKings customers. Here's how it works. Build any 3+ leg pregame NFL parlay on Sunday, apply your Ghost Leg token, and if one leg loses, DraftKings makes it vanish like it never existed and pays you out in cash for the rest. Last season, over 30 million parlays were lost by a single leg. This year, Ghost Leg gives those busted bets a second life. No more busted parlays that haunt you all season. With Ghost Leg, the bad leg vanishes. The payout doesn't. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PFF. That's code PFF to unlock Ghost Leg, the promotion that makes one bad leg disappear and pays you out in real cash. Ghost your losses, get your payout in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
The Chargers and the Chiefs, the Friday night game. Chargers win this one 27-21, thrilling as we figured that it was going to be. The top 5 graded players that we had for the Los Angeles Chargers. Safety Derwin James at the top of the list with an 81.3. Cornerback Dante Jackson with a 77.7. Offensive tackle Joe Wall, a 74.4. Wide receiver Quentin Johnson, a 73.7. And then wide receiver Ladd McConkey, a 71.3. Justin Herbert in this game, 84.0 overall PFF grade. On Kansas City side of things, defensive tackle Chris Jones, a 73.5. Cornerback Trent McDuffie, a 70.2. Safety Brian Cook with a 68.2. Linebacker Drew Tranquil, a 66.1. And then wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster, a 65.7. Patrick Mahomes in this game, a 79.0. Dalton Seth told the story here.
Okay, so the first reason you think about the Chiefs constantly being at the top of this division is Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, right? They have those two guys. It's like Brady and Belichick. They should win the division. The second reason is that they, over the last 3 years, have had one of the elite defenses in the NFL. They had the second highest graded defense behind Philadelphia last year, and they were just not good at all in this game at any level of this defense. 46 team defense grade in this game. That's their lowest since week 2 of 2021 in a game they lost to Baltimore 36-35, I believe. Just across the board, this was the worst defensive game we've seen the Chiefs play in a while. And I know in the Super Bowl it was bad too. That was pretty close as well, but just at all 3 levels. No pass rush. Defensive line, just aside from Chris Jones, and even Chris Jones wasn't at his top best in this game. Nobody else gave him anything up front. I thought Nick Bolton especially struggled at linebacker, another guy who got an extension, but he struggled in this game big time. The secondary just looked a bit out of sorts, but I think the big thing and my most impressive guy, Justin Herbert, was just spectacular.
He was awesome.
He was just terrific in this game, and especially Justin with the big arm and the way they throw the ball vertically now in this offense. Greg Roman especially wants to throw the ball vertically with Herbert in that arm. In clean pockets in this game, 89.5 passing grade, 259 yards, 2 touchdowns, big time throw. He was best player on the field. Mm-hmm. I don't even think it was close. I mean, you talk about this offensive line shuffling, missing Slater and all of that, and they were still able to pass protect. You would have never noticed Slater was gone in this game because the Chiefs D-line was getting nowhere, and then Herbert just took free shots at this secondary over and over. He was so in command. It's as good as I've ever seen him look, especially against this defense that you have to attack. Spagnuolo makes you attack, and he did it just perfectly. He played it. He played as good a game as anybody this weekend in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of not cohesive chemistry that we had from the Chiefs secondary, which is not a characteristic we have seen from them over the last couple of years.
Is that a losing Justin Reid factor there?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Justin Reid is one of the more underrated, versatile defensive backs in the NFL, specifically in Spagnuolo's system over the last couple of years. So when you're losing him, that's of course the case. You're replacing him with a young guy in Jaden Hicks, who I think is talented, but it's going to take time for him. They've got young guys in the secondary anyways. Even Trent McDuffie didn't have his best game in this one, and I think that ESPN analyst and, of course, Super Bowl champion with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Booger McFarland, mentioned this on Twitter, and I think that it was a good point from him. The Chiefs' pass rush looked gassed.
Yeah.
I mean, they just looked like they weren't conditioned. And he had mentioned on Twitter, and I don't think he said this like word for word, but I think he alluded to it, like, things are different now. Like, you don't have super hard training camps. Like, you're not doing all these like crazy practices and everything, so that when you get to week 1, yeah, you're probably more fresh, but are you as conditioned as you need to be to in the fourth quarter tee off the way that you need to? And I was like, damn, I hadn't thought of it like that before.
And you flew to Brazil for this game,
and
too.
obviously, like the travel and everything, of course, right. So 55.7 pass rush grade is a team from the Kansas City Chiefs. Chris Jones, 64.9 pass rush grade. He only had 2 games where he had a lower single game pass rush grade all year last year. So it was a very this is a lower end of the spectrum of what you're going to get from Chris Jones, but I wonder if that conditioning sort of went into it. You mentioned how great Justin Herbert was, and he was fantastic. Joe Alt was as well. Man, Joe Alt had 4 reps against Chris Jones. Because you remember, I think it was you who brought this up. What was it? Last year? Maybe it was the year before. I can't remember. But it was the way that Spagnuolo will specifically use Chris Jones at defensive end at times.
Anywhere he wants, yep.
Anywhere he wants. And it was during the first half. I think it was during the second half was the first rep that we got of him as a right defensive end against the left tackle in Joe Alt. He had 4 reps where he went up against Joe Alt, 0 pressures, not even close. I mean, he didn't even get close to beating Joe Alt. And the last rep that they had 3 reps like that late in the second quarter, and then they had 1 rep where they tried to do that at the beginning of the third quarter. And then they went, nope, doesn't work, not doing this anymore.
Trey Pipkins, here you go.
Go to the other side, do something else. And so I think that's just it's such a tip of the cap to Joe Alt, 91.4 pass blocking grade. He didn't have the best run blocking day, but I don't think really anybody on the Chargers offensive line did. That's something that they've got to get better at. But man, to be able to handle a guy like Chris Jones, who brings you unique power, right? You highlighted that again last year when he's lined up as a defensive end. That's just power that you're not used to as an offensive tackle. You're really thinking about speed, a little bit more finesse. Sure, some guys use speed to power, but not the way that Chris Jones can often use that speed to power with his powerful hands as well. And Joe Alt was ready for it. And Mike Renner said this on Twitter, and I completely agree with him. The more you watch the Joe Alt tape from the Chiefs game, the more pissed you get that Rashawn Slater's out.
Yep.
Because this is the best. That's probably the best offensive tackle duo in the NFL if he's healthy.
Right. Philly, otherwise, that'd be the
Philly's obviously up there.
But, I think the idea too with Joe Alt, and it's why they took him 5th overall.
Yep.
He's going to be an elite player if he's not already, and move it. And quite an adjustment too. He only made 1 start at left tackle last year in Week 18. Remember, he was left tackle all 3 years at Notre Dame, and just goes right back to it like getting on a bike.
Yep.
It's like nothing for him. He's incredible. And he's still only 22 years old this whole year. He's going to be an elite. If not in the next few weeks, we start calling him an elite player. He may be right now if you want. He's going to be one of those tackles we talk about for the next 10, 15 years.
He is indeed. That's why Harbaugh ran the card in to go get him when he did. Could have gone wide receiver. Could have gone different directions. But Joel was.
He got a number 1 wide receiver anyway. Sure did.
Quinn Johnson. They just got to play every game in Brazil.
Right. Maybe that's true.
And it'll be great.
Yeah. Well,
there we go, folks.